Good evening, everybody, or morning, or whatever it is in your time zone. I've got three time zones I'm dealing with right now for another game I'm running, so it's fun. But welcome to Intelligence Mod. My name's Theo. This is the short bearded bastard is Clint, and the long bearded bastard is Jonathan. And today's RPGaDay is day 15. We're doing supplements. We're going with what is your favorite supplement book and why? So I think I'm going to let Clint start this one.
Yeah, I get to go first again. Or finally, it's been a while. Okay. So a ton of games have a ton of supplements, and honestly, I love supplements. I mean, I think other than the core book, I think the supplement books just like always delve way deeper into like the lore. They're like, okay, now to go like real niche and real focused on a single thing. So, because I'm trying my best not to just talk about D&D, because other games exist. My favorite supplement is from Exalted Second Edition, and they had a lot of paperback books of basically specific zones and areas, and they also had ones for the Books of Sorcery. And I'm going to talk about the Books of Sorcery, Volume 5, The Role of Glorious Divinity 2, which is nothing but
fun.
demons. So in Exalted, you're able to summon demons, and there are also gods and stuff. It's very based off Chinese, Japanese, Korean kind of style thing. So it's very anime. So there's gods for everything, tons of demons. And they didn't really give you a bunch of demons in the core book. It wasn't until this book came out that gave you a couple hundred examples of demons and what they do for you. And actually, like one of my favorite pieces of art's actually in here. Should be able to find it really quickly because I think I opened the page all the time. Last time I opened this, it actually flipped right to her. Hey, where is she? Not that, there it is. But she is holding up the picture. Super tiny little girl. Well, she's not little, she's just petite, but holding a massive hammer that's way bigger than her. And they're fully statted out. And these are just stuff you could summon, and I found it the most interesting book that you could abuse. Because some of the demons are really stupid, and you can summon multiples of them, and they can have really dumb extra abilities, like making you heal supernaturally faster than normal. Literally, like her, if you're able to summon her, which is difficult, she just fight for you. She just your servant for a while, and she'll go and fight shit. But she's a smith; she'll make weapons and stuff. I always thought it was a really cool book, but all the supplement books for Exalted Second Edition were really cool, and they're always my favorite thing. Yeah, there's my gush. This is really all I was doing was kind of just gushing about it.
I'm just gonna have to note my favorite part about that is petite girl with a big hammer. And in my brain, my immediate response was, "But that's Exalted. Everything is like super tiny with gigantic weapons that really defy the laws of physics."
Well, a lot of the dudes are really big, though. The dudes are all jacked. The girls are all petite, and the weapons are 9 feet long. Because again, it's anime. It's like anime, the role playing game sometimes.
I mean, honestly, it made me think of your favorite Tails girl for a while, Presea.
Presea is awesome though, and she is again a short girl that wields a weapon that's bigger than her, and I just always like that aesthetic. So that's just my thing.
So for me, I will be super vanilla and be D&D focused.
Oh.
Hey, no shaming. This is a very friendly, I almost said podcast, but we're on video. Vlog.
There's podcasts with videos. We're in the treehouse, so it's okay. This is a safe space.
Oh gosh, I don't want to fall out and break my other leg.
Go.
Anyway, I'm gonna, I just a little bit of second edition D&D Spelljammer.
Ew.
I never got to... What did I say about no shaming? Hey. So, for me, it wasn't so much the playing of Spelljammer. It was the idea and the lead up to it. And it was always this thing for us. So, our characters would go through, and these weird little things would happen. And we'd kind of get these glimpses of, like, portraits of ships above the continents, above the clouds, and we didn't understand. And, other things would happen. And the main reason for this was our DM wanted one of us to go out and buy Spelljammer because he didn't own it. None of us picked up the hint, though, because we were all kids and didn't know what the heck that was. And so he finally like sat down and explained to us. And we were all like, that sounds dumb. And so no one ever bought it. No one ever did anything with it. And that was that for a long time. And then, he finally bought it. And it was, as Ted so eloquently put, gross. It's not a great supplement. It's not a great time. But for me, it's one of my favorites just from the memories, from all the dumb lead ups and the silly things you can pull out of it. And I don't, that's basically it for me. It's just little sentimental reasons for my favorite supplement.
I never played Spelljammer.
I didn't really either.
It existed for me, and I was told like an explanation of what Spelljammer was, and it never grabbed me, and it always seemed like a second-hand thing. They went, oh yeah, and Spelljammer, I guess. They like never seemed to put in any effort into their Spelljammer series. Then they would put into the main line of like, oh well, if you guys don't care to put in the effort, then I don't care to buy it and play it.
I mean, they have lore in here, literally, that air just kind of follows your ship because it comes from the planet, and there was air on the planet for reasons.
Well, it sounds from a lot of the things they've been like pushing recently in 5th edition. Spelljammer might be on the list of is like on everyone's list of new world books that might be coming.
Let's go.
Yeah, and probably will be if they did it again now. I think hopefully they'd actually like do it proper.
Oh no, it'll be like every other D&D book that comes out. It's here's a book and then move on from it to the next thing. But it's also everyone's like, oh, we might see Spelljammer, and then everyone's also like, we really don't want to see Spelljammer. Primarily because it just adds more complications to things. Because they'll probably just be like, it's Spelljammer with pretty much just the Mind Flayers versus Githyanki wars going on. That's all the big stuff they had for like spaces. Mind Flayers versus Githyanki. Versus the Gith.
Some of the space lore now is kind of wacky and wild too, though. If you look through some of the old edition books, I love it.
It'd be interesting to see. I'm gonna have two just so that Clint doesn't boo D&D. I got one for 5th edition D&D, and one that I will not be able to show because it's sitting in my bookshelf and I don't want to get up to go get it. I also just picked it up for Warhammer. No, I will get you, boy.
I'm up here. What are you gonna do?
I can drive. So for the non-D&D one, it is the Archives of the Empire Volume 1 for Warhammer Fantasy RPG 4th edition. And it literally goes into the non-human aspects of Warhammer Fantasy. So it doesn't talk about the human nations of the Empire. It talks about the Wood Elves of the Laurelland Forest, Imperial Dwarves, 2 Carracks, and the Moot. So you get the Halfling place with new Halfling options. You get Wood Elves with a new Wood Elf option. You get 2 types of dwarves from this. Ones that live in Imperial cities and ones that don't. I was like, this is pretty cool. I like this. The fact that it's a really great lore book is pretty awesome and great. And then the one that I'm going to absolutely gush over because I love it so much, it's sitting right next to me, is Veterans Guide.
You wigged out there for a second.
Oh, that's funny. My gushing out made me go nope. So this is the first time since 2nd edition that Ravenloft has, sorry about the beeping, my sensor just loaded up. Cool. For the first time since 2nd edition that Ravenloft has gone from being a third-party thing that other groups had, because White Wolf had it for a good long time, and did it for the 3.5 setting, 3.0, 3.5 setting, and then it just disappeared. 4th edition did something with it, but it's part of the Shadowfell and didn't actually touch upon it. So this is the first time we have Ravenloft as Ravenloft, with Wizards going, here's something for all you gothic horror babies out there that keep crying to us about this. And it's a really good supplement. It's the first one that introduces the lineages system outside of Tasha, so it shows how it's going to look and work. It's actually pretty cool. We built a character for it for a friend yesterday using it. and they actually changed a lot of the stories and the lore and just made it more compatible and much more inclusive and better and not, oh my god, terrible on wordage and stuff. So it's pretty, makes me pretty happy. I love when supplements are like, when supplements add to a game. Uh, like Call of Cthulhu has some amazing ones. Like for their campaign Horror on the Orient Express, they came out with a supplement that is 6 scenarios and a timeline to play in. That's a physical, and that is a playable handout to the players from that campaign. And I own it, and it's set during the French Revolution, and it's awesome. Because it even tells you in there, hey, these 4 things have to happen for the campaign not to get derailed. The main campaign. So if your players try to derail any of this, tell them no. Gently. And then if they keep trying to do it, firmly tell them no. I love stuff like that. The new Warhammer Fantasy big campaign they have, every section has its own companion book that expands upon the rules and options and what the players are doing. Like, wow, a lot of these companies are stepping up their game on this, and it makes me pretty excited about all that. One of the newest things I've also been seeing, and I know that these two can confirm too, is a lot of companies are doing PDF supplements that just give you more into like a thing, but are cheaper. You're not spending like $30 on something that's like maybe 30 pages. It's, hey, here's $5, buy it online, print it up yourself if you want.
No dead tree tax required.
Yeah, I think Onyx Path, it makes Exalted Third Edition is they put out a regular like 2 pages of something that's like for like $1. It's the adversaries, which they just go, here's more enemies that you can toss towards your Exalted game, and they've been putting that out pretty regularly, and it's just in PDF form on Drive Through RPG.
Yeah, I know that Iron Kingdom's Requiem, the Premature Press, just announced that the massive amount of things we all unlocked during their campaign, their DM's book pretty much, is gonna be going live to us soon, by September. So I'm excited about that. They said end of August. But that's all PDF stuff that's we're all getting for free that they're gonna put up for sale later on. As just a hey, here we go. It's a PDF to buy.
We're edging out of topic now. Holding your
No,
reins back.
it's still supplements. We're talking supplements.
But we all talked about one game, and you've rattled off 6 now.
Because we're our favorite ones now. Now it's like, hey, are there like these other games do have all this kind of stuff too, and you can go find them and stuff like that. But yeah, so those were our favorite ones. Tell us your favorite one in the comments. For those who actually do watch our videos, if you don't know, yeah, even if watch.
Find me on the street and just tell me your favorite supplement.
I'll listen.
Find us on our social media. If you recognize us on the street, tell us on the street. Like, just shout at us.
I'd be wigged out if someone recognized one of us.
Well, I have a lot of my friends watch this, and my sister has her friends are now recognizing. It's kind of great because she dog sits and she puts up our videos for the dogs to watch, and then the people come home to us talking about geeky stuff. So, some views are no, which I'm also okay with. Other than that, like, subscribe, ring that bell. We'll see you all tomorrow for RPGaDay Day 16.